the mistake that Will Smith made with his wife and in life in general is the same mistake that a lot of men from Western society make. We strive to be good men in a worldly society that does not care about good men. Of course, I'm speaking of men that sincerely strived to be what this society deems to be a good man, which you cannot allow a society like America to dictate to you what a good man is, and you actually strive to be that. And some of y'all, I know comprehension is not your best suit, so you will think, oh my God, he said don't be a good man. He's telling you to be evil. No. I always encourage men, younger men, older men, men my age, don't matter. Strive to be righteous. Deal with individuals in a righteous way, which isn't always going to be nice. So I don't encourage no man to be what society deems to be a nice guy or a good guy. I would never encourage men to be that. But a principled man of discipline and standards, yes. Shout out to Will Smith, amazing actor. I'm a huge fan of Will Smith. I've always rooted for Will Smith. We share the same last name, you know, same good looks, similar. But the way he's currently being treated by his wife, Jada, regardless of people saying, oh, he knew about the arrangement, whatever, the man is extremely hurt by what's going on with his wife and her side dude. Things like this happen to men all the time, which is why I made previous videos telling men to avoid relationships with the modern woman. On average, you should not be seeking to be in any sort of relationship with the modern woman, in my opinion. You shouldn't do it. If you find a virtuous woman under a rock somewhere, different story. But the modern worldly woman is what I'm talking about. Jada is a worldly woman. She is a woman that is of the mindset that I can pretty much be free. I want to be free of all restriction and do what I want to do, and I'm going to have my cake and eat it too. And most worldly women, that is their mindset. I'm going to have my cake and I'm going to eat it too. But as we know, as I know, the world does not work like that. The world does not allow you to be an undisciplined, foolish individual and then reward you on the back end. No, that's not life. Will, unfortunately, was the type of man that seeks to be a good man in the eyes of this worldly society. He's seeking to be a good man. He always sought to be a good man, if you are familiar with him. And he has put a very positive image on men of my complexion worldwide. He is beloved worldwide. You see, but being the type of man that he is in his everyday life, in practice, he will not be beloved as you would think he would be, even though he is striving to be what the society deems to be a good man. He's not controlling of his wife. He lets his wife do whatever she wants. He lets her wife share the spotlight with him. He lets his wife be a strong woman that seems to not need him, and she do what she want to do, and she's independent, and nobody can tell her nothing. Will is such a good man, such a nice guy. He lets his kids do and be however they want. And we've seen this over the years. He lets them be as free as they want to be, as liberated as they want to be. Will allows this. And we can see by how bold his children are and by how bold his wife is that Will has always dealt with them in this manner. And we see how he's being repaid for being what society deems a good man. We see how he's being repaid. We see how his wife called him onto her show and talked to this man as if, talk to this man with no kind of respect whatsoever. Red table talk, whatever it's called. Speaking to this man as if that's not your man, that's not your husband. That's not the man you supposed to treat as a king. Talk to him like that's some old scrub that they pulled out the back, some no-name individual that they just brought before you, and you speaking to this man like you're the boss and he's your underling. And this level of disrespect for the good man is the norm. You see, this is on a grand scale because it's Will Smith, but this sort of thing happens to men that strive to be a good man all the time. This is a normal thing to happen to these type of men because this society deems a good man. What this society deems a good man is always a noodle back individual, linguini back, the type of spinal cord that he can barely walk upright with. He can't actually lead his family. He was cultured into the type of man that can barely utilize any authority within his household. He's been shamed out of being a man of standards. This is what the good man is, what the quote unquote good man is of today's society. It is a man of no standards that lets you do and be however you want to be. You can come as whatever, you can be whatever, and it's all cool. And he's supposed to take that with a smile on his face. He's supposed to be happy that he got nothing. He's supposed to be glad and appreciative of nothing, of a bad thing, of a burden in his life, of having a family that don't seem to even appreciate him. They don't seem to respect him very much. Not from my observations. This is the plight of the good man. And you see, this is why I encourage men to accept the spiritual wisdom of the old, of the more traditional man. And the spiritual wisdom that's within the Old Testament. I stay in the old. You see, because there's tons of wisdom in that. This society will have you thinking, will have younger men thinking that being a real man, that masculinity, that manhood is supposed to be beneficial to everybody. but you. It's not supposed to benefit you.